For 1,000 years, one empire refused to fall. While kingdoms collapsed, while armies vanished into dust, and while the old world burned, one city stood unbroken behind walls of stone and fire. Enemies came from every direction: Persians, Arabs, Crusaders, and finally the unstoppable Ottomans. They all wanted the same prize: a city of unimaginable wealth, a city protected by the strongest walls ever built, a city called Constantinople. And at the center of it all stood the empire history would later call the Byzantine Empire, the last surviving remnant of the ancient Roman Empire. But how did an empire that survived for over 1,000 years finally collapse in a single, devastating moment? To understand that story, we have to go back to the beginning. In the year 330 AD, the Roman world was changing. For centuries, Rome had ruled lands stretching across 3 continents. From the deserts of North Africa to the forests of Europe, Roman legions had conquered nearly everything in their path. But the empire had grown too large, too complex, too difficult to control. Emperors struggled to defend distant borders, while rival generals fought for power within the empire itself. The solution came from one of the most powerful rulers Rome had ever seen: Constantine the Great. Constantine understood something that many emperors before him had ignored. Rome was no longer the best place to rule the empire. The city was old, crowded, politically dangerous, and most importantly, it was far away from the empire's most important frontiers. So Constantine made a decision that would change world history forever. He moved the capital not just to any city, but to a strategic location where Europe and Asia almost touched. A place surrounded by water on 3 sides. A place easy to defend. A place sitting directly on the crossroads of global trade. The ancient Greek city of Byzantium. Constantine rebuilt it from the ground up. He filled it with grand palaces, massive forums, and towering churches. Wide streets stretched across the city, lined with statues and monuments taken from across the Roman world. Soon, the new capital had a new name: Constantinople, the city of Constantine. It quickly became one of the richest and most powerful cities on Earth. Ships from every corner of the known world arrived at its harbors. Silk from China, spices from India, gold from Africa, grain from Egypt. Constantinople was more than a capital. It was the beating heart of an empire. But while the eastern half of the empire grew stronger, the western half began to crumble. By the 5th century, the Western Roman world was collapsing. Barbarian tribes crossed the empire's borders in massive numbers. Visigoths, Vandals, Ostrogoths, Franks, Roman armies, once feared across the world, were now overstretched and underfunded. Cities fell, provinces broke away. The empire slowly lost control. Then, in the year 476 AD, something shocking happened. The last Western Roman emperor was removed from power. The Western Roman Empire, once the most powerful civilization on Earth, was officially gone. But the story of Rome was not over, because in the East, the empire still lived. From the shining walls of Constantinople, Roman emperors continued to rule. Their empire spoke Greek instead of Latin. Their culture slowly evolved. Their traditions changed. But in their minds, they were still Romans, and they would remain Romans for the next 1,000 years. Historians would later call their empire the Byzantine Empire, but to the people who lived there, it was simply Rome.